how you can know if there is any spirit around you. How you can identify a spirit around you, or how you can tell if there's any spirit around where you are. That is what we'll be talking about. So many of us experience these feelings, but sometimes they wave it aside. Sometimes because they are not aware of it, they get too scared. So we are going to be talking about the things that happen to you, and whenever such things happen, it means there is a spirit, or that there are spirits around you, around where you are. Sometimes these spirits can be violent. Sometimes, if you are lucky, you who are just quiet, who are not violent. So when we're talking about spirits this time around, I'm not talking about angels. I'm not talking about angels. I am talking about the spirits of the dead. When someone dies, the person is buried. And when someone dies and is yet to be buried, people will be saying, rest in peace, rest in peace. No. As the person is not buried, there is nothing like rest in peace. That person is not resting. As long as the body of the dead person still lies in the mortuary and is not buried, no matter the rest in peace you wish the person, it will not work. The person will not rest in peace. The person's spirit will keep on hovering around. That spirit will still be around the premises where the death occurred. If the person died in the hospital, at least within 30 minutes to 1 hour, the spirit will be hovering around that hospital premises. If the person died at home, the spirit will keep on hovering around that house. If the person has been deposited in the mortuary, the spirit will keep on hovering around, operating from that mortuary to wherever the person was staying. The spirit will keep on hovering around and trying to get in contact with people, in contact with family members, in contact with people who can help that spirit out. Yes, I know that people always say that when someone dies, the person is dead and gone, and there is nothing the person can do anymore. When someone dies, most especially it comes to untimely death. When the person dies, that person, as long as the person is still in the mortuary, that spirit can never rest. It will keep on hovering around, going from place to place in search of help, because they actually need help. It wasn't yet their time. So most of the times when they are going about in search of that help, you can come in contact with them without knowing that you have come in contact with a spirit. So I want to tell you that feeling. For those who cannot see them the way we see, but maybe you have the feeling, but you can't really tell the type of feeling it is. There are times when people will, excuse me, there are times when someone will tell you that he went to a place, or that he was in his house, or that he was doing something but was alone, and all of a sudden you felt goosebumps all over your body. And not just feeling that goosebumps once, but it will keep on occurring. The goosebumps will keep on coming and going, coming and going. You keep on feeling it, and it looks as if your head is swollen. Whenever you have that feeling, there is a being around you. What we don't know is if that being is violent or a gentle one. But whenever you have this feeling, there is a being around you. Now, if you have ever experienced this, what you need to do is, whenever you feel like this, when you are alone, you felt goosebumps all over your body, your head swelling up, it looks as if the hairs on your body are standing up. Whenever you feel this way, if you want to welcome that spirit, all you need to do is to say a word. All you need to do is to say a word. And what are you going to say? You can tell the spirit that you don't know the person. You don't know the reason why that spirit is around you. You don't know the type of spirit around you. But if the spirit means, well, if the Spirit wants a problem through you, let the Spirit show himself or herself. Let the Spirit give you a sign. But if the Spirit doesn't mean well, that is when you need to pray to cast out that spirit, to remove that spirit from wherever you are. It is only through prayers that you can cast them out. But when you want to welcome them, you welcome them by the word of your mouth. And when you welcome them, it means you actually want to help them. And so it is now left for them to know how they can manifest to you. If you are spiritually gifted for you to see, they will manifest and you are going to see them. If you cannot see them, they will give you a message. It's either they give you a message through somebody or they give you a message direct. If you are gifted to see spirits, when they are talking, you will know. You will know when they are talking and you will hear them. I'm telling you from experience. I'm not telling you from hearsay. I'm telling you from experience that as something I do experience from time to time. At first, when I started experiencing this, it was just like a hell for me. It wasn't funny. I don't welcome them at all as at that time. Whatever I have that feelings, I will run away, because if I don't run away, I will see them. But as time goes on, when I started realizing that this is part of my gift, I have no other choice but to stay calm whenever that feeling comes. All I need to do is to say a word. If it's the spirit that I'm going to welcome, I will welcome you. If I don't want to welcome you, I will tell you there and then that I am not ready to help you, and that's it. And one thing with them is that the moment you tell them that you don't want to welcome them, they will not disturb you again. They are not like human beings. They are no longer human beings. If you don't want to help them, they will not come to you again. Unlike human beings that you will tell that you don't want to help them, they will keep on disturbing you. They will keep on pestering you. But the spirits, the moment you mention it, they will not come to you again, especially those who are not related to you. And that somebody is dead and needs your help doesn't mean that the person must be related to you. No. If you are spiritually gifted, you are a link to the spirit world. You are a channel to the spirit world. You are a star to them. And once they see that star, they must surely come to you. That is it. Both good spirits and bad spirits, once they see that star, they must surely come to you, because you are their only link, their only channel. It is left for you to know if you can open that channel for them to come in, or if you don't want the channel. If you don't want the channel, whenever they start coming, you reject them. They will not come. Whenever any spirit, if a spirit comes to you today and you reject that spirit will no longer repeat. The only thing is that another time, another spirit might need your help and will still come. And there is one thing about them. When they come, especially those good spirits, or let me call them the gentle ones, they must introduce themselves. I've said this before. They must introduce themselves. For the violent ones, for those wicked ones, the evil ones, there is no introduction. Them coming means trouble for you. They are actually coming to attack you. So they don't need any introduction. For those ones that needs your help, whenever they come, they will introduce themselves. They will mention their names. Some of them will go as far as mentioning a name that no other person knows except their family members. So that when you mention that name, the family members will believe that they actually appear to you. So whenever you have this feeling of goosebumps all over your body, your head swelling up, the hairs on your body raising up, there is a being around you. There is a being. The only thing is that they normally operate at night. That is the best time for them. They normally operate at night. Spirits do not like noise. They can never operate in a noisy environment. They don't like noise at all. That is why they normally operate at night when everybody is asleep. There won't be any disturbance. So that when they appear, it's either you see them clearly or you hear their message clearly. So some of us do have these feelings. Whenever we are mainly alone, whenever you are alone, you will have this feeling. And some of us do experience this every now and then. Whenever you start experiencing this, there is a spirit around you. It is left for you to know whether you want to welcome that spirit or not. And then, if you want to know if the spirit is a violent spirit, if you find yourself in an environment, especially at night, and all of a sudden you are scared for no reason, you just got scared, even when the lights are on, you are still scared, you can't stay alone, you have these goosebumps all over your body, but you are too scared to go from one room to another, then there is a violent spirit around. There is an evil spirit around. Sometimes when people engage themselves in all these charms, every now and then somebody is into charms to make money, charms to do this, charms to fight your battle, charms this, charms that. Before you know it, all these charms will form into an evil spirit, and then they will start disturbing members of that household. So if you happen to be in such an environment, you get scared without anything scaring you. You are not seeing anything, but you are not comfortable at all. You visited somebody in his house or in her house in the daytime, but you are still not comfortable. You are scared. You really don't want to stay inside the house. You prefer to stay outside. Whenever you have that feelings, there is an evil spirit around that vicinity. So the best thing for you to do is to leave that place. And for these spirits, whether they are violent spirits or gentle spirits, like I said before, you don't have to be related to them. If you are gifted spiritually, you are their link, you are their channel, they will want to come to you for help. I have seen a lot of them, a lot, ranging from the ones that I knew before when they were still alive to the ones that I do not have anything to do with them. But the moment they come, they will introduce them. They must mention their names. My reason for coming up tonight was the one that just happened 2 days ago. That was my reason for coming up tonight. And this being is well known in Nigeria. He is well known in Nigeria. I'm not his fan. I'm not his fan at all. Actually, I don't even know anything about him, except when he passed. That was when I started hearing about him. But I am not his fan. I don't know anything about him. But this being, 2 nights ago, when I was about going to bed, I started having the feeling that a being is around, a being is coming, because whenever they want to come to me, there is a way the message comes. There is a way I have that feeling. It will look as if I have an entourage following me. Look as if I am in a room, it will look as if my room is crowded, my room is filled up with people, unseen people. That was the feeling I was getting, and I knew that a spirit is coming. So all I did was just to lie down on the bed, and I waited. And that feeling started coming so closer to me, very close to me. I kept quiet because I wanted that spirit to talk. If the spirit didn't talk, then it means that the spirit that came is a violent spirit. Then I will have to start praying. And so when the feeling got closer, the spirit voiced out and mentioned his name. So when he mentioned his name, I got off the bed immediately. My reason for getting up from the bed is because I don't want to receive a message from him. Not because I don't want to help him, but because that case is a complicated issue. I don't want to involve myself. I don't want anybody trailing me. I don't want anybody searching for me. I don't want anybody involving my name in anything. So the moment I got up, what I did was I just said, I can't help you. That was what I said. I can't help you. That's all I needed to say. And so I had to go back to my altar and pray. And I prayed, I told God, you know the case too well. I don't want to involve myself because I don't want to be in trouble. I don't want to say anything. And then what I will say will now be a problem for me. And so after that prayers, I went to bed and the spirit didn't come again. The spirit is a well-known personality in Nigeria. He's a celebrity, a very young guy, So I had to ask questions by the following, I had to ask questions about him to know how far. Okay, the moment he came, he introduced himself, he called his name. It was when he mentioned his name that I got to remember the person. But then I got up from the bed and what I told him was, I can't help you. His case is a complicated case and everybody is aware of it. It's a complicated case. So many fingers are being pointed at so many people. And a lot of people who have voiced out concerning him, of him appearing to so many people, people insulted all those people that voiced out that he appeared to them. And so I am running away from that insult. I don't want anybody to insult me for something that I know that is real. Because there is a way we Nigerians behave. We don't reason before we talk. We just, whatever that comes out of our mouth, we just talk. So I told him I can't help him. And thank God he didn't come back again. So many of us are gifted this way. So many of us are gifted this way. And you cannot run away from this gift. Even if you don't want it, you can't run away from this gift. Once you are gifted this way, you will be seeing spirits from time to time. You will be seeing spirits, not just seeing angels, not just seeing the heavenly beings, no. Spirits of all kinds, the violent ones, the gentle ones, you'll be seeing them. And so it is because of these things that I do not believe when people say that they don't believe in spirits, that there is nothing like spirits, nothing like ghosts, that once somebody is dead, that the person is dead and gone. That saying is wrong. It's totally wrong. That you are not gifted spiritually to see the spirits doesn't mean that spirits don't exist. They do exist. Spirits do exist, especially those who died untimely, those who are not buried yet. They exist, and they will keep on hovering around until they are buried. And that is why burial is a necessity. It's very important. The moment you lay the body to rest, the spirit will now find it difficult to come out again to operate. And for them to come out to operate, I've said this before, that there's something like time and season. They operate that way. For them to come out to operate, they will have to get that kind of permission. I don't know how to explain this. They can't just come out on their own. Let me say it this way. They can't just come out on their own until it's their time to come out again. Once it's not their time, they will not come out. Once their body is laid to rest. But if the body is not laid to rest, they will keep on hovering around. If you are gifted, they can choose you to come to you so that you help them. They don't appear to everybody just like that. But for those gifted ones, if they choose you, they will come to you. When you reject them, they will leave. But when you accept them to help them, they will keep on appearing to you. And that is one thing I am running away from. Because them appearing to you once doesn't mean that they will no longer come again. Especially when they come that first time and you accept to help them. They will keep on coming until that problem is solved. And for this particular case that I just mentioned, it is like me endangering myself, endangering my life. A case that is in police custody, a case that a lot of people have their hands and their names inside it. And then you will come out to tell them what the spirit told you. And the spirit might voice out names that people do not want to mention. And then when you mention it, you are now in trouble. So that was the reason why I told him that I can't help him. So spirits do exist. And the ways you can know that wherever you are, that there are beings that you cannot see. Through goosebumps, mainly. Through goosebumps, especially for those who are feeling it for the first time. Will have this feeling through goosebumps all over your body. Your hairs, the hairs on your body will just rise up. If you look at them closely, you will notice that the hairs on your body are standing. And your head swelling up. These are feelings you will get. And you will know that there is a being around you. For myself, my own feelings, feeling like someone who is in a place. Someone who is crowded by people. It looks as if I can't get enough air. Whenever I start feeling this way, I know that there is a being. Now there is another thing for those who can see. There are times when you will be in your house or in anywhere, wherever you are, sometimes even in the hotel, and you will just see someone walk past you, maybe walk past through your window. It looks as if your eyes is deceiving you. It looks as if your mind is playing tricks on you. You know what you saw, but you are not very sure. And it will not happen just once. It won't happen twice. It will keep on occurring. Whenever you start noticing this thing, there is a spirit around that area. There is a spirit. Most of the times, people who stay in haunted houses, when you are staying in a haunted house, That is the only way you can tell if you are spiritually gifted. A lot of people can stay in a haunted house without seeing anything at all, except for the experiences that they are experiencing in life. Something like hardship, something like sickness every now and then, backwardness. Nothing will be working for you. These are the only things that people who stay in haunted houses can be experiencing when they are not gifted spiritually. But for someone who is gifted spiritually, staying in a haunted house, you will be seeing them. And for that house to be haunted means that the spirits occupying the house are violent spirits, because they will not give you that space for you to succeed in life. You will be seeing them. They don't just operate at night only, they operate in the daytime. The reason why they operate in the daytime is because that house is haunted. That house is their domain. That's where they are staying. You are actually looking for their trouble. The house is theirs. Some of them were maybe their lives were taken away in that house. Some of them were just, maybe they have stayed for so many years in that house and they later passed away. And then you rented the apartment and you notice that the apartment is haunted. If you're staying in a haunted house and you're spiritually gifted, you are not just having the feelings, but you will be seeing them. That is why the violent spirits are more wicked. They will appear to you anyhow they want it, just to scare you away. You are not just having that feeling that you are seeing ghosts or whatever. When they pass, you are going to see them, and you know that they are not your family members. So the feelings that we get when we are in a place where the spirits are, they differ. They differ. So many of us who are not used to this get scared at first. They get scared. And that is why there are times when people will tell you that this my brother or this my sister is behaving like Obanje. Look at that person very well. The person is not an Obanje. Check that person very well. If you have a family member who is behaving well, telling you things he's seeing or things she's seeing, but you are not seeing that thing. Because I know in Nigeria, the next thing is an Obanje, the person is an Obanje, the person is from somewhere. No, that person is actually gifted spiritually. But he or she is yet to know himself or herself and yet to know how to control his gifts. Because these gifts, when you have them, you must learn how to control them. If you don't know how to control them, they can ruin you. Instead of helping you, they can ruin you. You will learn how to control this gift. That is why there are things you will see. You don't need to shout immediately. You will keep quiet. No matter how scary that thing is, you don't need to shout. You keep quiet just to observe and be sure of what you have seen before you voice out. But for those who are not gifted and for those who are just learning it for the first time, when they see such things, they shout, they run. But then if you are gifted, there is no point running because it's part of you and it will continue to be part of you until the last day of your life. So all you need to do is to learn how to master it. Learn how to be in charge. Learn how to control it. When the spirit appears to you, you have to be bold. You don't have to be scared. Spirits doesn't actually like people who are so scared. They don't like it. When you get scared, sometimes it triggers the anger in them. Sometimes for the good ones who wants to send a message, they will no longer appear to send that message. They don't like people who are scared. They don't, they don't like noisy places. They prefer quiet places. And they prefer people who are bold enough. When you are bold enough, they can appear to you, they can come to you and tell you whatever they want to tell you. So when you are gifted this way, but you don't know that you are gifted this way, but you know that there are certain things happening around you. You see things, you hear things, you have weird feelings every now and then. You don't have to get scared. All you need to do is to master your environment. Learn to be bold enough. Being bold doesn't come immediately. We learn it day by day. When I started newly, I wasn't bold. I was that scary type. All my life, I have been the scary type. I run away from certain things every now and then. I will shout, I will scream, I will run. But I got to notice that I can't run for the rest of my life because they don't just appear once. They will keep on appearing every now and then. So I decided to learn how to master everything, to put up that courage, to know how to deal with such situations. For those that I want to help, especially when it comes to people who are related to me. Yes, these are the people that I can go extra mile for, to contact their family members, to tell them that this your sibling or this your brother or this person appeared and this is what this person said. But for the outsiders, I am very, very careful. The only way I can deliver such message is delivering it to someone of the family member who is very close to me. Just to the person. Let the person go and deliver the message to the rest of the family. The reason why I'm being skeptical in helping the spirits is because of what the living will say. Because the living do not actually want to receive such messages. Meanwhile, they will be seeking for solution to their problems. And when that solution comes through the deceased family member, they actually do not want to hear it. And before you know it, people will start dragging you. So I'm being skeptical about helping outsiders whenever their deceased family member appears to me, except for those who are related to me. Except those who are related to me. I can talk to my family member, to my cousins, to my relatives, tell them about their own person who appeared to me, and this is what the person said. Whether they believe it or not is no longer my business. I have delivered the message. So if you are gifted to see spirits, it comes with weird feelings. And some of us do experience these weird feelings. Someone called me on December last year telling me that she went to her brother's house, and she went there to spend the Christmas with the brother. But while there, she was scared, like every now and then, that she can't even go to the kitchen to get drinking water and get back to the room. That she's too scared that once the electricity takes the light, she starts shouting. I told her that the environment is not okay for you spiritually. I told her that there are beings around her, which can be evil beings, that the best thing for her is to leave and go back to her house. And so the following day, she left and went back to her house. And 2 days after, she called me and told me that the feelings had vanished. So many of us do have these feelings. We do experience it. In case you have been experiencing this, but you can't tell, you can't stay alone in the house. You are always scared. Even at your age, you are always scared. In the daytime, you are scared. At night, you are scared. Whenever you have these feelings, there is a being around. I want you to know that. There is a being around. So for you to conquer that spirit of fear, for you to conquer the spirit of fear, you will have to be very active in prayer. Whenever you have that feelings, whenever that feelings comes up, since you are not bold enough to talk to that spirit, to challenge the spirit or to tell the spirit whatever you want to tell the spirit, the only thing you need to do now is to start prayer immediately. The moment you start praying, that feeling will vanish. If it's a violent spirit, the feelings will vanish. So for those who are too scared or too bold to talk to the spirit and tell the spirit that you don't want him or her, please do pray. It's not a matter of I don't know how to pray or what type of prayer will I say. There is nothing like type of prayer. Any prayer you want to pray, pray. That is the only way you can take that feeling away from you. But if you are gifted that way, no matter how you pray, that feeling will not leave you. I remember that I prayed and I begged God that I do not want to be seeing these spirits with my two naked eyes, because when this thing started, they actually come and I will see them with my two naked eyes. And it kept on happening every now and then. At a point, I felt like I was going mad. So what I did was to start prayers every day. Whenever I pray, I will tell God that I don't want to be seeing them live anymore. That all I want is, if they have any message, they can deliver the message to me without appearing for me to see them. And that is how it's so. Sometimes they come in the dream. Sometimes they'll come live, but I will not see them. I will only hear their voice. And it's okay for me. It is okay for me. So if you have any question to ask me, you write down your questions. If you have any question to ask, write down your questions. If you have ever had this feeling before, or if you have ever seen anything and you don't know how to discuss it, you can write it down. Write down your questions if you have any question. Apostle Iwok, thank you so much. You're welcome. Write down your questions if you have any. I've told us this thing before. Whenever we talk about spirituality, Apostle, I'm doing good. Thank you so much. I hope you're doing good. Whenever we talk about spirituality, spirituality is not all about this person is pursuing me. What do I do to stop this person? It's not all about that. Spirituality has a lot. Spirituality is our lifestyle, is our way of life, is everything about us and everything about the other side. That is what spirituality is all about. So it's not all about having a witchcraft attack. Somebody is using my name for charm. It's not all about that. Thank you, IBJN. You are welcome. Evangelist, good evening. You are welcome. So I'm still waiting for your questions. I'm still waiting for your questions. Okay, evangelist, when I mean haunted houses, I mean houses that has been occupied by spirits before the living occupied the house. These houses, when I mean that they have been occupied by spirits, are you will see a house that nobody is living in for like nobody has been living in the house for 5 years, for 6 years, and you ask people and they tell you that the house is haunted. The house is haunted is because probably someone died in the house or someone was murdered in the house or the owner of the house has been conjuring evil and probably died in that house. Such houses, when such people die in such houses, their spirits will rise to torment every living soul that will come to live in that house. Their spirits will never depart from that house. Morning, afternoon, night, they operate in that house. So when you live in such houses, you will be seeing these spirits with your two naked eyes if you are spiritually gifted. But if you are not spiritually gifted, all you will be doing is you will be experiencing their havocs in your life because their main duty is to cause havoc for you. You will be experiencing so many problems every now and then. And the only solution to this problem is leaving that house. That is the only solution. There is nothing like praying to conquer the spirits in that house. Why? Because you are actually looking for their trouble. The house is not yours. You rented that house. The house actually belongs to them because they died in that house. That is their abode. That is where they are living, their domain. So you are actually looking for their trouble. The only thing that your prayers can do for you is to save your life from the hands of these spirits. Your prayers will save your life. Your prayers will make way for you to leave the house because these spirits will close all doors, all avenues for you to get money. Even if you want to leave, they will still close the doors for you to get money because they want to torment you. So if you are prayerful enough, your prayer will help you to open up that door for you so that you get money and leave because you must leave. You have to leave. Okay? Apostle, okay, you say, how do you differentiate spirituality and spiritism? Spirituality, like I said before, is everything about you and I. Spirituality is everything about you and I. We are living spirits. That's how I will put it. We are living spirits. We are not yet there. Spirituality is all about mastering your environment. It's all about how to control your environment spiritually and physically. Everything that has to do with you and your environment. That is what it's all about. Spiritism is mastering the spirit world. Mastering everything about the spirit world. Spirituality is all about you and I. Taking charge of your environment spiritually and physically, controlling your environment spiritually and physically. That is what spirituality is all about. Spiritism is mastering the other side, how to control the other side. IBJM, you don't recall your dreams most times. I've given this teaching like almost every now and then, almost every now and then. Complain that they sleep and dream, they won't be able to remember their dreams. Your prayer life needs to change. Your prayer life needs to change. Prayers will help you to recall your dreams. Prayers. And I've said this before, if you are the type that loves going to bed around 11, 12 in the night, when your body is too exhausted, there is no way for you to remember your dreams. Okay? So you will learn how to go to bed earlier. And then you will have to be prayerful enough. You will learn how to be prayerful enough. Sometimes, apart from those who are gifted spiritually with the gift of dreams, most of the times our dreams are messages, the things that you need to know. Yes, I know that there are dreams that are just ordinary dreams, okay, but most of the times they're actually messages. So you will have to be active in spirit and in body for you to remember your dreams. So I'm still waiting for your questions. Write down your questions. Write down your questions. And in differentiating this spirituality and spiritism, when it comes to spiritism, it is only the spirits, those on the other side, that can let you know how that side is operating. That is for those who are gifted, because it is not everybody. When God opens your eyes, you will see how that side is operating. Let me tell us, there is a lot happening in the spiritual realm. There is a lot happening in the spiritual realm more than the physical eyes can see. And it's not everything that people see that they write down. No, because it's so much. If you write this down, are you going to write the other one down? So the people are only concerned about the things we see. And that's why they don't believe in the things that they do not see. But when God opens your eyes, you will see that the spiritual realm is another world, is a different world altogether. A lot is going on there. We actually are not experiencing anything here. Okay, Apostle, thank you so much. You are welcome. IBJN, I have given this teaching about people seeing themselves in their former compounds, your former school, your former place of work, your former compound, somewhere, something you have already passed. We move forward in life, we don't go backwards. So you seeing yourself there is actually signs of backwardness. It's actually signs of backwardness. Okay? So all you will have to be very prayerful. You will have to be very prayerful, even though most of the times it's as a result of family issue. When I mean family issue, I mean a problem that has been lingering from family to family, from generation to generation. So when you solve the problem from the root, you will no longer be seeing yourself in your former place. Sometimes, when someone is having an entanglement with the marine without knowing it, these are the things you'll be seeing in your dream, seeing yourself in your former place. And it's a spiritual problem. So you have to be very prayerful. Okay, I'm still waiting for your questions. Please write it down if you have any. Empress, thank you so much for the gift. God bless you. Thank you so much. Okay, so please write down your questions if you have any. Write down your questions. Okay, Her Majesty, how do you know where your spirit comes from? How do you know where your spirit comes from? Which spirit are you talking about? Is it the spirit guiding you? Is that the spirit you are talking about? Is it the spirit guiding you? If it's the spirit guiding you, they will actually be the ones to tell you who they are. You can't tell the spirit guiding you except when they tell you who they are. The moment they tell you who they are, you'll be able to mention them. You'll be able to identify them. Marlon, your write-up is not clear. You are not asking questions, you are just making sentence. Your imagination, I don't know what you're writing. Okay? So I'm still waiting for your questions. Write down your questions. Write down your questions if you have any. Write down your questions if you have any questions. And please, if you are gifted spiritually to see spirits, to get messages from them, please, you will have to be very careful in delivering such messages. You don't just open your mouth and start talking. You don't just open your mouth and start talking. Someone who is gifted the way you are will understand you more than the person who doesn't know anything about spirituality. So in giving out such messages, be very careful. I prefer calling out one person out of the crowd and talking to the person about the message I received instead of coming out to everybody, opening my mouth and start talking. So we have to be very careful. Her Majesty, okay, you said for example, you were told that your spirit came from the forest. If your spirit is from the forest, did that spirit tell you that? Did the spirit tell you that that spirit is from the forest? Let me tell us. So many people will say so many things they are not so sure of. That person that told you that your spirit is from the forest, did the person explain everything that you need to know about your spirit? When your spirit wants to operate, because our spirit is totally different from our body, when your spirit wants to operate, probably you don't know who you are. Before your spirit starts operating, your spirit will be the first to show you everything that you need to know about yourself. If you are actually from the forest, like you said you were told, you don't need anybody telling you that. You will be seeing it, either in your dreams, you will be seeing it. And that is the only way your spirit will be showing you where you are from. Or your spirit will tell you. Okay, but since your spirit didn't tell you that, and somebody told you that, and the person didn't explain everything to you, because the person needs to explain it completely to you. The person told you that your spirit is from the forest. Did the person explain everything about your spirit to you? I don't believe that. If your spirit is from the forest, Her Majesty, if your spirit is from the forest right from childhood, before you get to this stage, you are supposed to know. You will be the first person to tell people where you are from. Yes, you'll be the first person to tell people because you will be seeing it. It's either your lifestyle will portray it or your dreams will be telling you that. Okay? So for the person to just tell you that and didn't explain it, I don't believe that. Except the person gave you explanation for you to know that truly your spirit is from the forest. A lot of people will just tell you something for you to allow them to go. Yes, because they do not have that explanation. If the person has explanation to that, the person will sit you down and explain everything to you. So for your spirit, for you to know who you are, your spirit will be the one to tell you. Either your spirit will notify you right from childhood and you will know who you are, you will know where you are from. Or now that you are grown, your spirit will tell you, your spirit will show you, your spirit will direct you. Your lifestyle will direct you towards that path. In your dreams, you always see water and rarely forest. You always see water and rarely forest, which I mentioned earlier. Having an entanglement with the marine. It all depends on you. It all depends on you. How do you want? What do you want? How is your lifestyle? If you are okay with your lifestyle, then you leave everything. If you are not okay with the way things are going for you, then you will have to go in search of people who are gifted to handle marine issues. How is your lifestyle? If everything is going on well for you, then there is no problem. But if you are experiencing hindrances every now and then, disappointments every now and then you have to solve that problem. Having an entanglement with the marine is not a joke. It's not an easy issue. So I'm still waiting for your questions. Write down your questions. I'm still waiting. Exactly. Exactly. If you have gone through the posts that I've made so far, I talked about this particular issue, having an entanglement with the marine, the things that you will face in life, more especially when you are not aware of it, or maybe you are aware of it and you don't want to do anything concerning it. They will frustrate you. That will so frustrate you. But our problem is, because we are Christians, when you go to church, your pastor or your priest will tell you that there is nothing like having an entanglement with the marine. They will just pray for you and tell you that you are okay, that your case is settled. You will be the one to tell whether your case is settled and not your priest. Because most of the times, after that prayers and telling you that your case is settled, you will still go back 10 times backwards. You will keep on suffering. You will even suffer the more. Yes, because they didn't go to the bottom of the issue. They didn't go to the root of the matter. The priests, the pastors do not actually want to believe that the marine spirits actually are powerful and that they are existing. They don't want to believe that. That is why when people tell them about having an entanglement with the marine, they will counter it. And at the same time, they will not go deep into prayers to help you out. They will just tell you that you don't have any problem. You don't do this, you don't do that. Sometimes they will just give you prayer, say this prayer and you will be free. And after that prayer, you will notice that if you are eating 2 square meals in a day, you will notice that you will go back to eating 1 square meal. And if care is not taken, you won't even find any to eat at all. Why? Because that prayer you say didn't get to the root of the matter. It was just like hanging at the top, and that triggered the anger of the marine issues, the marine spirits, and then they will come fighting you. They will fight you, they will hit you so hard. So there are people gifted that way to handle such issues. If you actually want to be a part of that marine, they will perform sacrifices according to how they do it, so that you become their member fully. If you don't want, you want to face God, you want to serve God and only God, they will help you out. They will carve you out from that marine kingdom and set you free. Okay? So having an entanglement with the marine is a very difficult case. It's a very difficult case because the marine are actually evil spirits. Dealing with an evil spirit is not dealing with your fellow human being. They are more wicked. They are deadly. They can do anything. So you will have to search for people whose calling it is to save mankind from this mess. All right? So write down your questions. Write down your questions if you have any. Write down your questions. I have few minutes left. Few minutes left. Please endeavor to share this live, please. A tap on the share button will help me. And then you double tap your screen to like. If you actually like this thing, you tap your screen to like. Double tap your screen to like. Yvonne, you are feeling heat in your head and body. What type of heat? You know it's demonic. How do you know? Feeling heat in your head and body. How do you know? How do you know? I always love ruling out certain things. Whenever I notice anything happening to me, especially on my body, I believe in going to hospital. I believe in going to hospital first of all. And where the doctors can no longer do anything, that is when I will turn to spirituality. But let the doctors do their best first. Because sometimes there are things we call spiritual issues, which are not spiritual issues. It's just that you haven't seen the doctor that can handle that case. You haven't seen it. But whereby you have gone round to the best hospitals, to the best doctors, and they couldn't do anything. And whenever any doctor tells you that they have done their best, you should now start praying. Know that they have actually done their best. That will be the time for you to turn and search for spiritual solution to that problem. But as long as the doctors are still working, allow them to do their work, and then you back it up with your prayers. Her Majesty, having a very painful menstruation is a natural occurrence. Yes, it's an issue, but not a spiritual issue. It's an issue, although it's not a big issue. Some ladies are just like that. Some ladies are like that. Okay, it is something that the hospital can control. It's something that they can help you out. But if you are having a very painful menstruation, Her Majesty, the easiest solution to this, after trying this, if it doesn't work for you, then you can go to hospital. A week before your period comes out, I will want you to get bitter leaf, the raw bitter leaf, the way it is. Just pluck it out from the tree, from the bitter leaf tree. Wash it thoroughly and boil it. Wash that bitter leaf, then boil it. Don't squeeze it. Don't squeeze it. Just wash it and boil it. After boiling it, you put the water inside a container, store it in the fridge. You'll be taking the water first thing in the morning, last thing at night, a week before your menstruation. When your menstruation starts, you will no longer experience any pain at all. The work of that bitter leaf is to subdue whatever that causes that pain. You will no longer experience the pain, okay? So I will want you to do this. And if it doesn't work for you, then you actually need a medical help, all right? The Queen, I didn't see any message. I didn't see any message of yours. So you can write down the message again. I didn't see any message. Thank you, Your Majesty. You're welcome. So I'm waiting for your questions. Write down your questions. The Queen, you can write down that question because I didn't see it. Write it down again. Write down your questions. Write down your questions. Let's look into it. Please, you can help me to share this live. Help me to share the live. A tap on your share button. And if you like this teaching, please double tap your screen to like it. Double tap your screen to like it. At least that's the much you can do for me. Double tap your screen to like. And the tap on your share button will go a long way for me. When you share this live, a lot of people are notified and they will join us. Thank you so much for sharing. God bless you. So I'm still waiting for your questions. I'm still waiting for your questions if you have any. Write it down. Write down your questions. Okay, you have written it down. Probably, I don't know, but maybe it's yet to come up because I still can't see your question, the queen. I still can't see it. I'm trying to scroll down to see if I have passed it, but I haven't seen it. I haven't seen your question, the queen. I haven't seen your question. So, any other question from anybody? I have 5 minutes left. 5 minutes left. Write down your question. Write down your question. IBJN, okay, you asked about dreaming and seeing the dead. Dreaming and seeing the dead is a different thing. Your activities with the dead is another thing. Dreaming and seeing the dead is a different thing. Your activities with the dead in your dream is another issue. So, dreaming and seeing the dead, what scenario? If the dead was giving you a message, there's no problem. If the dead was offering something to you, then it's an issue. The dead doesn't have to offer anything to you. You don't have to accept anything from the dead. Walking along the road wherever the dead is a problem. You don't have to go anywhere with the dead. They are dead. You are still alive. You don't have to go anywhere with them. If you are eating with the dead, that is the worst case. You are not supposed to eat with the dead at all. That is an easy passage for the living. You know, they're actually calling you. So your the dead matters a lot. What was actually happening in that dream? Now, the queen, okay, you said, is it possible for a man to be taking a gifted woman's glory spiritually by making love? 100% yes. 100% yes. If you are gifted spiritually and you are having a sexual intercourse with a man, probably a man who is diabolical, the man's whatsoever charms or powers tampers with your gifts. They tamper with your glory. They tamper with your powers. That is why sometimes when you are dealing with such men, after that sexual intercourse, you may want to pray and you can no longer pray. You will find it so hard, so difficult to open your mouth to pray. When you want to operate, you can't do anything. They are actually tampering with your powers. And such men, they know who they are and they know what they possess. And their mission mainly actually is to bring you down spiritually. That is their mission. And the only way for them to succeed in doing that is by having sexual intercourse with you. Even if that man is your husband, it is left for you to know what to do spiritually. If your husband is diabolical in nature, if your husband is diabolical in nature, you having sexual intercourse with your husband, the normal way a husband and a wife is supposed to do, will still be tampering with your glory. That charm around your husband will still be tampering with your glory, with your gifts. But then this is something that you cannot run away from, because you cannot refuse him your body. He is your husband. And at the same time, your gift is being tampered with. Now, it is left for you to handle that. You are supposed to handle such, and you cannot handle it like as a woman by talking to him or by no. When you try to talk to him or when you try to deny him that, you are causing problem in your home, you handle it spiritually. There is something like caging somebody spiritually. You cage your husband, you cage him, you cage his spirit. You do that through prayers. You cage him spiritually. Caging him spiritually means if he wants to have sexual intercourse with you, he will not have anything to do with such charms anymore. Because some of them actually, after performing whatever they are performing, they will come straight to you immediately to try out that thing that they have, performed to see if it's going to work. Now, your prayers will cage their spirits that even if they want to go there and do whatever they want to do, they will no longer do it. If they want to have sexual intercourse with you, they will have it on a plain ground, on a level ground, so that your spirit will not be tampered with, your powers will not be tampered with. It will help you to grow spiritually. Okay, so your question is 100% yes. Her Majesty, if you've realized that you are gifted, of course you will know the gifts that you possess. Some of us realize ours so late, yes. We just realize that we are gifted as adults. Now, as that adult that you are, you'll be able to tell where you are being channeled to. What are the things you love most when it comes to spirituality? That thing you love most, or that thing you always do unconsciously, as long as spirituality is concerned, that is where you are channeled to. What that thing you have the zeal to do every now and then, you have the passion to do, as long as spiritual cases are involved, that is where you are being channeled to. So when you discover where you are being channeled to, you make use of it. Okay? You go more into that thing. The Queen, you are welcome. All right, thank you, Your Majesty. I think my time is up. My time is up, but I don't know if anybody has any other question. I don't know. If any other question can pop up now, I will answer the question. But if not, I will have to end this live. Ray Griffiths, thank you so much for sharing this live. God bless you. Thank you so much. Okay, IBJN, yes, you can send me a message through my inbox. Send me a message. Okay, so I will have to end this live, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to God for this opportunity. Honestly, I've been trying to come up live every day, but I'm finding it so difficult. Patience, your spiritual gift cannot be taken away. It's not possible, but it can grow cold. If you are gifted spiritually, nothing can take away that gift, but your gift can grow cold when you are not making use of it. When you don't realize you are gifted, or maybe you know you are gifted, but you don't feel like using it, you don't want to use it, it will grow cold, but can never. God himself will not take it away from you. He has given it to you, and it will remain with you for the rest of your life. You only give account to him of how you use it while you are still here on earth. So, as for taking it away, the devil cannot take it away, and God himself will not take it away from you. The only thing is that it will be like a bank account that is dormant, that is not in use. You can't make use of it. That's how it is. So I want to thank everybody so much for your time. Thank you so much. For those who shared this life, God bless you. And those who liked, God bless you too. For my gifters, thank you so much. God bless you. And I pray that God will give me the opportunity to come up live tomorrow. Okay? So I'm going to see us by the grace of God tomorrow night. Thank you so much. God bless you and good night.